Have you ever been an employer of a business? It's a yes or no. I'm sorry.
I have not, Senator, but my parents have, and my family is.
Have you ever done it?
I have not.
And you don't understand what it's like, how hard it is to actually sit awake at night trying to figure out how you're going to man a job when you don't have the people there and you know you're going to have to do it. Have you ever acquired or sold a business?
I have not, Senator.
Okay. Have you ever had to raise capital in order to launch a new business?
I have not, Senator.
Which goes back to one of your comments that you wrote about that I'll get to later. Have you ever had to provide quarterly reports to shareholders?
Senator, I have not done these things.
And I'm just going, this is qualifications, because the chairman said, can you actually say with a straight face if you're qualified on this? And these are points we're trying to make.
Baby, that could not have been me, and I know it couldn't have been the mayor, because I would have set brother man straight. But let me not digress too quickly. That was Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma, making it clear that he thinks those who haven't owned a business don't have the right to speak on labor. Marky Mark, is this you? Put up this headline. Senator Markwayne Mullin ran a multi-million-dollar plumbing business and claimed he only took $50,000 a year salary. His financial statements, however, show otherwise. Mark, I just want to know, is that you, baby? And then some Dems, because it's not just the Republicans, but we're gonna rest on the Republicans. But let me just tiptoe over to the Dem side. Some Dems are making the process hard as well. This headline right here: confirmation battle for Biden labor secretary pick heats up, complicated by Democrats. Julie Su faces a confirmation hearing that was on Thursday, which was yesterday. Now, opposition to Julie Su as President Biden's pick to be his next labor secretary, and the reluctance of a few moderate Democrats to back her, has put her nomination in doubt as she faced a confirmation hearing on Thursday. While Democrats overall defended Su, as was widely expected, Republican senators grilled her, questioning her previous remarks about corporations, systemic racism, and her oversight of the disbursement of unemployment benefits across the state during the pandemic, a process they say was marked with fraud. It's just curious to me how both sides, Mayor, they only care about fraud when the other party is in charge, but when their party is in charge, let the fraud run freely. Now, there are two Dem holdouts still. Democratic Senators Joe Manchin of West Virginia and John Tester of Montana are holdouts, and their opposition could derail Su's confirmation vote in the 51-49 Senate. Now, back to the Republicans, though. I cannot wait. From the video clip at the top of the segment, it is obvious that Senator Markwayne Mullin, the Republican from Oklahoma, had his sights on trying to humiliate Su and not seek genuine understanding. This indeed was very political for him. His questioning made his intentions clear. Let's revisit some of those. Do you still believe that corporations are just insulation to shield individuals like myself? The very definition of a corporation as an entity that is created, I'm smiling while I'm reading this because the mayor's shaking his head, entity that is created to permit maximum income and designed to insulate individuals who will profit from liability. That's part of the question that the senator asked her. Now, where's the lie? I'm trying to figure out where Su lied, but let's go on. He further questioned, do you believe, now this is it right here. Skip, go on, put the mayor up, because this is where we going in. Do you believe that American society was built on white privilege and systemic racial subordination to which you've written also? Now I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is how I was vibing. Su should have looked him dead in his eyes. I mean, eyeball to eyeball, and said, yes, sir, I do. what would you call 100% affirmative action for white male land holders in this country at the founding of this nation, where white women were treated as extension of children, native lands were stolen, and Africans and their progeny were enslaved for generations, and even once legally freed, subjected to near enslavement status through de jure and de facto white supremacy that was practiced and fueled by white supremacy. Yes, sir. What would you call black codes and Jim Crow and redlining and government policies that built a solid middle class in this country and deliberately cut out African Americans and exacerbated their suffering as 10th class citizens in this country through the levers of political power? Oh, yes, sir, I stand by what I wrote. And if you have evidence to the contrary, Senator Mullins, please share. Otherwise, cut the games and the revisionist history that you playing here today. Now, Mayor, Sue didn't say any of that, but I'm just channeling, had it been me up there going toe to toe with this dude, those are the things that I would have said.